Okay, today I'm reviewing this, which is the Tank 1 from Fifine, and it is a beast. This thing is heavy. In fact, I'm using it right now, but in the box, it is heavy. Now, I shall be comparing it with the Tank 3, which I thought was heavy, but this is heavier. Trust me, you're going to need a strong mic arm for this mic. And I shall also be comparing it, I think, with its closest rival, brand name rival, the Rode PodMic. So we're going to be reviewing, do reading tests and all of that. Right now, though, this is the Tank 1 in action. And why don't we get on with an unboxing and see what you get in the box. Okay, so this is the Tank 1 XLR recording microphone here from Fifine. So podcast, recording, vocal streaming. XLR mic interface, so you will need an audio interface for this, intelligent noise reduction and a mid boost switch. We've got a low cut switch on there, all metal body, low cut switch, and a cardioid polar pattern, anti-electromagnetic noise, clean and crisp sound quality, and a heavy duty tank weight, 1.5 kilograms, I believe. So in the box, you get a user manual here, as you can see, the Tank 1 user guide, very straightforward. As I said, it's just an XLR cable. There's no USB, so you need an audio interface or a mixer to plug it straight in, dynamic mic capsule, and then we've, let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Then we've got the microphone here. This thing is heavy. Oh my gosh. Much heavier than the Tank 3, which I thought was heavy, but this is heavy. It's solid. All metal, metal grill, metal body, everything about it. Really solid device. It looks great. I love Fifine design quality and stuff like that. But as I said, all metal body, really, really robust. And then on the back here, the XLR cable filter, and then you've got a low cut filter here, or a high pass filter, and then a mid-boost filter switch as well, which we'll come to. And then also you've got these 3/8 and 5/8 inch adapters here for putting onto your mic arm. As I said, you will need a strong mic arm, one that can take a heavy weight. Do not be going for a cheap mic arm. So there you go. That's the unboxing. That's all the details in the box. As you see, I've got this set up now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you an idea of the different filters at the back. There's no gain control on this. On the Tank 3, you get a mute button, you get a gain control, you get a headphone monitor, and all of that. That's all on here. And as I said, it's USB-C connection and all of that. But with this, no, they are trying to be a master of one, not a jack of all trades. Basically, XLR cable, plug it into your audio interface, and that's basically it. Apart from these two little switches at the back. One is a high pass switch, so it sort of takes out all those low sounds that you get, and I will put that on now. Okay, so this is with the low pass switch switched in, so you're taking out that bassy sound or any rumbling and stuff, or if you've got a particular bassy voice and it's too bassy, take that out with a filter like you would with an equalizer and all of that, but it's built into the mic. And as I said, the other switch, a low cut filter here, is for the mid boost. So you've got a kind of a mid boost here to kind of maybe kind of enhance and excite the vocals in the middle. And I have that currently on because I think it suits my voice. I don't have the low cut. I don't have the bass bit cut out for my voice because I like the bass. I like some of the bassness in my voice to come through, but the middle bit I do have boosted. So just so you know what it sounds like on neutral, this is it flat. Okay, so no high pass cut, no mid boost, just flat. So that gives you an idea of what it sounds like. Now I'm going to put the mid boost back on. So I put the mid boost back on there. And hopefully, you get you get the idea of the sound. They say on their site that if you put the mid boost on, it's very much like the Tank 3. I think it is slightly, although I am liking, this is a bit more robust compared to the Tank 3, in my opinion. This is very good at avoiding the plosives. I still get plosives because it's a dynamic type mic. Proximity is key. So if you're in here, you get that kind of podcaster sound. But the danger is, even though this is quite a robust mic, you get those plosives. That's why on my Rode PodMic, I have, this. So if I put this on here, hopefully that will start limiting the plosives that might be happening while I'm recording this. But you get that classic sound of a proper dynamic microphone with this. The only problem is with this thing on top here, you lose some of that aesthetic design. It looks so cool. I love it. It's interesting. Very similar in its sort of design. It's all metal. It's super heavy. I mean, that's why it's heavy. It's all metal. And as you can see, they've gone for the stripes on the PodMic here, Rode PodMic, and then these cutouts here, lozenge type cutouts here. But I'm loving the aesthetic design of the Fifine. Fifine products, as I've said before, I've reviewed loads of Fifine products. My whole setup is a collection of various Fifine products, from headphones, as I said, to microphones. I've got this. I've got the K688 here as well. As in terms of a capsule and stuff, this is very similar to the K688, although I find this much more robust. This is a great microphone, but I find it a bit bouncy, a bit sensitive to my voice, so it varies quite a lot. This is much more robust, I think, in that kind of sound capture and more consistent, but a very similar capsule in the both. They're both high quality mics, in my opinion, at the price range. That's the key thing. This is the more expensive of the mics, even though it has arguably less functionality than some of the other Fifine mics. But that's because they're sort of making it the master mic. This is the sort of their almost pro edition mic, as I said. So if you're looking for that kind of professional sound, but on a budget, this could be it. It's a tough old beast. Anyway, what we should do is a reading comparison. So I'm going to do some readings for you. So this is me reading from one of my books, interestingly enough, Mastering the Art of Small Steps, The Joyful Path of Kaizen, okay, as available from me on Amazon. Embracing imperfections can often seem like a daunting task, especially in a world that prizes perfection. However, with the right mindset and tools at your disposal, you can turn this challenge into an exciting journey of self-discovery and growth. So there we go. That basically is a reading with the Tank 1 filters set with the boost in the middle there. So that's that. And then I will do the reading on the Tank 3 and the reading on the Rode mic, and then you can compare the various setups. This is the Tank 3. The gain's probably a little bit high on this, so bear with me because I don't want to adjust it too much. The Tank 3. Embracing imperfections can often seem like a daunting task, especially in a world that prizes perfection. However, with the right mindset and tools at your disposal, you can turn this challenge into an exciting journey of self-discovery and growth. Kaizen. Now the Rode PodMic. Embracing imperfections can often seem like a daunting task, especially in a world that prizes perfection. However, with the right mindset and tools at your disposal, you can turn this challenge into an exciting journey of self-discovery and growth. And as a bonus, we're going to do the K688. Here we go. Embracing imperfections can often seem like a daunting task, especially in a world that prizes perfection. However, with the right mindset and tools at your disposal, you can turn this challenge into an exciting journey of self-discovery and growth. I mean, in fairness, I should maybe use this. So if there is slightly more plosives than, say, on the Rode mic, it's because I'm not using this, which I tend to use on the Rode mic. But overall, as you can see, straightforward setup. It assumes that you've got, as I said, the audio mixer and all of that. It claims it has dampened plosives, good directional pickup. As I said, I like to be close in like this. I think that, you get that kind of podcasty radio kind of sound. Professional XLR connection, full metal setup here. Frequency response is 50 to 15 kilohertz. And you've got low cut on. It's 150 to 15 kilohertz, and with the mid boost on, it enhances the sort of 1.3k hertz level, the 3k hertz level, and the 6k hertz level. And the shipping weight is 1.5 kilograms. I told you it was a beast. And as I said, it's a dynamic mic with a cardioid polar pattern, and I like the proximity when I'm doing this. Now, I have it plugged in, and I did a recording earlier, and I had to turn the gain on the audio interface up. I'll put a frequency response chart up there. This is according to Fifine for those people that are into that kind of thing to get a better idea. But overall, I've got to say, I love Fifine products. I don't hide that fact, partly because of the value. This is more expensive than a lot of their microphones, but it is aiming to sort of jostle in with the big boys. And I like to think that it does a pretty good job. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I will put links to all the various Fifine products that I'm, using here, and this one, Amazon links, in the description down below. Amazon are having a sale as ever, I think one of the many sales. So definitely check out the Fifine products and the Amazon sales. Always an opportunity to grab a bargain. Anyway, as I said, I love the aesthetics of it. I love the design of it. And yeah, I think audio wise, it really does punch above its weight. If you're looking for a kind of a slightly more professional sounding microphone, but don't necessarily want to, spend loads and loads, this could be a consideration. Maybe if you need a few microphones, maybe you're doing a podcast setup, this will do your job nicely. 2 or 3 of these all set up, you'd be, sweet. Anyway, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then please press the likes because I like it, YouTube likes it, and it helps people like you find content just like this. And if you're new to my channel, then do me the great honor, please. Can you hit that subscribe button, toggle that notification bell, and that way you'll know when I go live with videos just like this. And if you want to check out my other Fifine reviews and products like that, then check out these videos. Oh, you'll love them. Thanks for watching.